Right. So sometimes you need a guide or a mentor who understands a data-driven career approach and can help you to analyze your career from a data-driven perspective. I'm going to talk a little bit about that today. So you choose to move forward and incorporate a data-driven approach to your career to help accelerate your career. It is important to sometimes get a objective viewpoint, third-party viewpoint on somebody that understands this approach so that they can help you to implement it and make adjustments. So probably want to kill me at this point for talking about this, but I hope at this point you understand that there's a lot of stories in people's heads that aren't necessarily articulated as goals that they put down on paper. And from a data collection point, if you can understand what these stories are in people's heads, that especially that have an influence on your career, you really have some strong targets you can focus on in terms of the type of work, problems, and accomplishments that you're going to be seeking. And an independent career analyst can help you to identify what that is. So let's just briefly go a little bit further into what this means. So mentors are great. I help to mentor people. A manager could be great too. Unfortunately, I think studies have shown that people that leave their jobs leave because of their manager. So there's some work that managers could be doing there to make improvements. I've been a people manager myself, and I can understand that point of view. But having an independent career analyst, somebody that understands mentorship, but can also approach it in a way that's based around this data-driven approach, can help you to further accelerate what you need to do. Another thing to also be aware of in terms of mentorship and coaching processes, as I said here in Starbucks, and it's really loud because they like to bang on things here. It's sometimes the feeling of validation is very satisfying when you have somebody, especially somebody that you respect, like a mentor, a manager, validating how you feel or what you're thinking. It can be very gratifying, but be careful. That can be very situational. So situational in terms of the problem that you're solving, and situational in terms of the feeling that you have in that moment, but doesn't really equip you with the tools to be successful in the long term and to gain ownership over your career. And I joke around, I sometimes call this just like professional therapy session. I do mentorship. I've had managers and have managers that I work with, and that's all great. Just be very conscious of that when you work with a mentor or manager, or if you choose an independent career analyst, that you move it beyond the professional therapy session and more of a validation of what's happening to a learning experience, and to get some objective viewpoints across a different range of the data collection that we talked about from an ecosystem of expectations. Already talked about that data point, so I'm not going to stress it again. And if you've been working for a while, you could have managers that are good, managers are great, but I think we're very fortunate if we get a once in a lifetime game-changing manager that we get to work with a mentor. But if you have somebody that's focused on a data-driven approach to your career and can help you to analyze it, there's some things that they do. They help you to unlock systematic shifts in your career trajectory and provide you a reliable, practical, transformative system and align it to mentorship programs to get that change to stick. So that's what I do through these programs, through all these pre-recorded mentorship sessions. I'm really delivering this as a way to be that independent career analyst for you. And if you do want to connect with me one-on-one, you can do that, or in group settings. I do offer that. Just click the coaching link up above. And you're going to want this independent career manager to take a data-driven approach, as I've been talking about. Ultimately, it should help you to get ownership of your career, like reduce a lot of that ambiguity, and it gets you to a point where you know how to consistently exceed expectations, and you have frameworks to do that. And ultimately, it can significantly increase the odds that you do exceed the expectations of your own career. So sometimes think of it as like it's the manager that you wish you had, and they're objectively training you to succeed with only your interests in mind, not necessarily theirs. And they have real world experience building high performing teams, and what I would say are real leader makers. Whenever I work with mentors or coaches, or I'm looking for an independent viewpoint, I want to make sure that they've been operating in the field and they can apply both knowledge and experience to help me. So these programs help you through these pre-recorded mentorship sessions allow me to be your independent career analyst and ultimately to be your own. But you can reach out to me if you would like. I do offer that. Just tap on the coaching link at the top of the page.